Hello Taurus, welcome to your July reading. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node and Progressed. Basically, we're just going to be having a look at what's going on for you in the month of July. So, we've got a lot going on for you Taurus. A hell of a lot is shifting, a hell of a lot is changing. You have transformation out here literally twice. We have Pluto transformation and we have the Sea Otter of transformation coming out for you. So dang. The first thing, like as soon as I was getting ready to do your reading, I was kind of feeling like a little bit like frustrated and a little bit annoyed. So I can definitely feel with this transformation, this Pluto, that there is some stuff that's really coming up, especially with this void of course moon missing as well. And underneath that we have Aries, I am with life's purpose underneath that and North Node. So it feels like there's an assertion that's coming up for you in the month of July. You really are going to be asserting your energy. I feel like there's a self-worth thing that's really coming up, and it's got you asserting yourself in a different way. I think for some of you guys it could really have to do with siblings. I feel like some of you guys could be having arguments with siblings, or really just like maybe even online. Like it just feels like with this third house messages in reverse with this child orphan, it just feels like you or a sibling feels like left out in some way, and it really feels like this is going to be coming up this month. I feel like you're going to be called into telling your truth. The shadow attributes of the child orphan card is feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. So yeah, with the devil, some of you guys have had to face that, maybe some of the choices you've made since you've been an adult have led you down maybe, or connected you with maybe more toxic people or just uncomfortable situations than really you needed. It kind of feels like with this child orphan, it says independence based on learning to go it alone. Yeah, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering a fear of surviving. So it feels like some of the choices you've made since you've been older, or since you've grown up, have kind of been made from fear with this Pluto transformation. This is our deepest soul fears. So it kind of feels like, Sea Otter again, it just kind of feels like maybe you didn't want to quite grow up, especially with this child as well. It's kind of like feelings of abandonment. So maybe some of you guys actually dealt with, this could probably one or two people, but it feels like maybe you dealt with like a sibling who required more attention than you, or required a lot of attention, or currently does. And that's really bringing things up, or brought things up a lot growing up. It might have made you feel alone. It might have made you feel like nobody really cared about you so much. And so, which obviously wasn't true, but we can't help that as children. That's how we feel. So with Pluto transformation coming out, and the Queen card, it's pretty much changing your perception of yourself. So you're essentially going from an orphan child, an abandoned child, a child who feels afraid of the world and who feels afraid of stepping out and being, being their own person, because they feel as though no one truly actually is there for them. I feel like this month is really about you being super, super duper there for yourself. Now, the card that I asked for, like, what's your superpower this month, was leadership. We have, what does it say? It's the elephant, and it says leadership. So this has been a long time coming. You've built a lot of wisdom. This is a number 10 card, so it feels like the end of a particular chapter, the closing of a chapter. I feel like there's a lot of blessings on the way for you. I feel like you've actually had to sort of really find a lot of calmness and beauty. This is a month of really, really being connected to beauty as well, with this Queen card coming out. It says light attributes, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. And I'm just really noticing in this card, all of the beautiful flowers that are surrounding Ganesha. So it kind of just feels like this is a month where you're really, really listening to yourself again. It feels like you're maybe listening to the voice of your inner child, because the third house, Gemini energy, also correlates to children. It's like the local environment where we grew up and things like that. So some of you guys could even be just, going down memory lane a little bit, or seeing people from the past, or having, you know, thoughts of the past that are kind of coming up because they're asking for you to transmute them with this Pluto transformation. It's walking through a doorway. It's walking through a new version of yourself. Right now we have Pluto 29 degrees Capricorn. You know, that's another earth sign. So Pluto has been essentially shaking up a lot of our foundations. It depends on what house Pluto's been in for you. If you're a Libra rising, you have had Pluto probably in your 4th house, which has been shaking up your entire roots and foundations of everything. And I only say that because I'm a Libra rising. So that's where it's been hitting me. But, you know, as you move through your chart, you know, find where Pluto's been hitting you, because where Pluto's been hitting your chart is where it's been completely transforming your energy and gaining a lot more self-power. Like, you know, we literally had the leadership card coming out, and stability as well, which is you finding so much strength and stability now in your own power and in your own path, because you're transcending essentially the parts of you that felt like you couldn't do it because you weren't. There were, you know, the parts of you that didn't see your potential with this Star and the Devil card. Having restriction on your potential. I feel like for some of you guys, your potential has felt restricted. Your energy's felt restricted. You've maybe felt even like you just, you know, haven't had it in you to step into this leadership role. Because a lot of you guys, if you're on the channel, you're stepping into a leadership role. You're a Taurus who's ready to buck and be in charge. You know, with this Martyr card, it says the light attribute, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So you guys really are becoming really, really dedicated and devoted. And I'm just seeing flowers, so many flowers. Some of you guys are really being so dedicated and devoted to having a really beautiful life, to seeing life in a really beautiful way, to experience life's beauty. I think that this is a real focus on beauty with this Queen. It's like your taste has changed, your style's changed, the way you project yourself in the world has changed. You are someone with a lot more, you know, this regal, the word regal is the word that is correct for your energy. It feels like no one can sort of knock you off your pedestal now. I feel like this Pluto transformation and this Queen card, they're essentially where you've transformed your sense of self-worth, because you see yourself as someone who really is worthy of being in charge. Like Queen and leadership coming out. The Queen is the leader of the nation. You know, the Queen literally runs a fucking country. So, you know, you guys are ready to be in charge of your own lives. You're ready to be in charge of, you know, Pluto energy is collective energy as well. So you guys, a lot of you who are on my channel, you have like a collective mission to do something of service to the collective in some sort of way. Some of you guys are literally using jewelry, art, makeup, you know. I think I'm just really seeing her eyes, like makeup and beautiful things. Like I'm just really seeing like a lot of like just beauty. I don't even know if this is like just changing up your clothing style and wearing things that make you feel a lot more beautiful. I feel like this month you're kind of going to be stepping out in the world and people are going to be like, holy shit, you've really changed. Like you're literally, you as a person has really, really shifted and really changed, because you've found so much more love for yourself, and you've actually found a sense of stability and grace in this new version of you. And I think that this version that you're stepping into, July, feels like a really exciting month, because it feels like this is a version of you that you haven't known before. Yeah, okay, so I was kind of asking what's the challenge. We have Knight of Swords in reverse, and we have the Death card coming out in reverse as well, but I've flipped it upright. So the challenge is kind of like believing that it's time to change. I think the challenge is maybe actually putting yourself out. Yeah, Page of Wands as well with the Eight of Cups. It kind of feels like the challenge can kind of be moving out into the world now and actually seeing yourself. Yeah, okay. There's still fear. That's what the challenge is. The challenge is that there's still fear. The challenge is there's still an uncertainty as to whether, look, the Devil's back again with this star. There's an uncertainty as to whether you can make it. Like, this is giving me the energy of someone who has thoughts like that's for them, but it might not be for me. Like, go them. I'm so stoked that they were able to build this beautiful or this beautiful just art business, but that's not really for me. Like that's the thoughts you've had in the past. Like, it's not for me, it's for someone else, it's not for me. And that's still sort of a challenge that you're moving through and working through, because you're needing this month to really balance out sort of like, there's two different sides to you. I feel like it's a balancing act of like the side of you that feels like, because I can feel that you know you're good. I feel like you have this knowing that you can do this queen energy that comes out, this regalness, I am good enough. You have that. But then subconsciously in the back of your mind, the little kid in you, the little inner child in you that says, that was bullied and told, no, you're not good enough, or you're not this, you're not that, or you're too this, or you're too that, you know, whatever it was, that little voice is rearing its ugly head with this third house messages. It's coming into your mind and saying, you can't do that because you don't deserve it. You know, little things like that. That's the sort of the thing that you need to work on. It's the little voices in the back of your mind that are telling you you can't move forward, because it's those little voices that are going to stop you from actually taking the action that you need to take. Shadow attribute of the martyr archetype is self-pity. So there's a subconscious addiction sometimes to self-pity here, and I'm feeling like a lot of you guys, I can't even remember what the fuck was your song. Whatever your song was, I was really, really fucking vibing with it. I'm actually going to check it because... Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Stay Free by Longdrell. You make sure you listen to your channeled song, Taurus, because this song, like, oh, the first time I heard it, it made me cry so much. But you guys have come a fucking long way. I feel like you guys had a really hard time growing up, in whatever way that looks to you. It doesn't have to be any certain way. We all have our own, like, unique sort of issues. This Devil card feels like there's still an attachment to maybe a sense of not good enough. Let's read the shadow attributes of this child, orphan child again. Feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. So as you've grown up, you've searched, been looking for, who can I create a new family with? How can I feel connected? How can I? It's this searching for connection. And sometimes picking that with the wrong people because the queen energy wasn't here, because you're transforming your sense of self-worth because the worth wasn't there before. So you allowed people who might not have been matches to your actual true essence, to your true vibration, you've allowed them to sort of like, I don't want to say take over, but you've allowed them the space in your life that you're no longer willing to allow. This energy is now saying, like, July is pretty much you saying, I have had enough of what scares me. I have had enough of what I don't know. It's like the unknown is what feels really scary to you at the moment, because all you've ever known is this past version of you. All you've ever known, look, we have loyalty at the bottom of the deck, is this loyalty that you have to this version of you that says, I'm not going to be big, I'm not going to be bright, I'm not going to be this big shining light that I know that I am. I'm not going to share my regalness with the world. I'm not going to share my power and my leadership with the world because I don't deserve it. This month is about you stepping into this leadership quality. You are ready to lead. You are ready to be in a position of power. You know, and being in a position of power, it sounds so like, you know, dictatorial. It sounds so like power. I don't know. But this is not a power that's here to like stomp on other people. You guys are not, your energy is all about, you know, martyr, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Literally the transcendence of being of service to somebody that is not of you. To some, it's literally service to oneself or a cause. This is being of service to your own healing and being of service to literally whatever the thing is that you're feeling called to do, because every single one of you Taurians that's watching this video has a goal, has something that you want to build, has something that you want to create, has something that you want to do, especially with this devil and this star. There's something that you want to do for work in particular, but you're afraid of doing it. There's something that's a little bit scary. It might be that you even have started doing it, you are doing it, but the fear is still there, and that's why it's coming up as a challenge with this death and this moon card, because the part of this is something that even though you are transforming, even though you are releasing, even though you are letting go, there is a feeling of holding on. You are a Taurus, so you are stubborn, and you will cling to your comfort zone to the end of fucking time. So essentially, it's about letting yourself actually go. And I think with this Knight of Swords coming out in reverse, it's about really clearing up the way you speak and think. I think for some of you guys, it's really catching yourself in the moment when you're saying things like, oh, I'm a povo bitch. Like, that's something I say all the time. I always go, oh, I'm a povo bitch. And I forget what that actually means. It means, like, you know, I'm a fucking... I'm poor. Like, you know, I'm constantly reaffirming to myself that I'm a poor bitch. And it's not true. It's obviously not fucking true. Like, you know, but that's how we convince ourselves. We say little things, and why do they call words, you know, words and spelling? I don't know what they say, but spelling, words, you know, casting spells. Hello. So essentially it's really important the way that you speak about yourself, to yourself, the way you speak about others and to others. This is transforming the way you essentially speak to yourself. I think that this month is a month where you're probably going to get more into affirmations. I feel like affirmations are really going to be powerful for you. I feel like mirror work, just really like doing things that give you an opportunity to literally stare into your own eyes and to reprogram the way you're seeing yourself, because there's a very masculine way that you have of seeing yourself, and I feel like there's this feminine energy that's wanting to come through, this flow version of you that just wants to say it's okay to be where you are. I feel like you've been really judgmental at yourself for not having been further along on your path, and that's just coming to an end now, because you're seeing why maybe you actually needed to go through all of this discomfort, all this darkness, all of this struggle and this strife, so that you actually have an ability to protect others from going through what it is that you went through. With this queen, it says, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Leadership, your leadership goal is to protect others, to be a safe space for others, to create safety for others, to create, you know, places and spaces that feel like people can have their soul nourished. You know, Six of Pentacles is being of service, is literally the card of charity. So, you know, you guys have so much to give. It's just sometimes I feel like you question your ability to actually have the means in which to give it, because I feel like sometimes it's resources that come up, or it's just fear of not having enough, fear of putting yourself out there in a really like vibrant way. You know, the Star card with the Devil, it's a fear of being seen, a fear of being noticed, a fear of the world singing you praises, you know what I mean? It's also fear of being rejected, because what's this child orphan? It's being orphaned, it's being abandoned, it's being rejected. Shadow attributes, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, that stifle you from actually doing the things that you need to physically do. It's stifling you from taking the action that you know you need to take in order to move forward, because these fears keep you feeling not good enough. Because I've been rejected before, so I feel like I'm going to be rejected again. July has you completely moving through this and shifting this, because you're ready to step into this power. You really, really are. I feel like this is something that you've been working on for a long time, and even if it's just something that's been stirring in the back of your mind and the back of your heart for a long time, it's just really, really time to go. I feel like you're being called. I feel like the universe is literally howling at you. I feel like this Capricorn full moon is going to have you really being sort of woken up, because there's a good chance it'll be making a trine to you, or you know, activating your earthy Taurus energy in some way. And so that's really going to be helping you to find a sense of power in your potential to like create your own sense of stability, because that's what this really feels like with this Aries and this child orphan and this queen. It's about being a leader in your own right, or being a leader of your own life, taking charge in your own life, and having serious financial and physical independence, and just independence in general, like self-love in being independent as well, and being accepting of being more so in charge of your own life and in charge of your own destiny. This is like, of course, like connecting with others is powerful, but this month is really about really tuning in and connecting with yourself, because it's really got you needing to like completely restructure. I feel like this is what you're moving through, is a complete restructuring of the way you communicate with yourself and with the world. Like I was saying, I feel like by the end of July, you guys are going to be walking out looking different, feeling different. Even at the beginning, I feel like you guys have already shifted into this. It's just like there's some residue, there's some subconscious fear with this moon coming out and this death. There's subconscious fear that you're not going to be able to fully release this, that you're not going to be able to fully step into your power. It's kind of like, well, okay, what if I do become successful, but then what if I lose it all? What if, yes, okay, I can become successful, but then what if I lose my, you know, what if people cancel me, or what if people start to judge me, or what if people don't agree with me? It's all these what ifs. And I think July has got you sort of silencing those voices, because you're going to be looking in the mirror and speaking to yourself and saying, no, this is what it is. I feel like this is you commanding your energy now. A queen commands the energy. The queen she isn't just at the mercy of the energy that's going on around her. She fucking commands it. She demands it. She's in control. So this is you taking control. And with this death card, death is Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy can be really controlling. Pluto energy is Scorpionic energy. It's control, finding a sense of control and finding that sense of stability that comes from within first and foremost, because it's your inner child that has the most time, because your inner child has really had a hard time communicating, or maybe was shunned in its communication when you're a kid. Maybe you were too much, maybe you talked too much, maybe, you know, people sort of told you to be quiet, and it's made you feel as though you don't have the right to share and shine your voice now. Maybe you don't have the right to actually tell people, you know, your ideas, because when you were a child, your ideas were always pushed down and no one wanted to hear them, you know. Knight of Swords this is giving me mad Gemini vibes. This is essentially being, I'm feeling like the message is like being more okay with your Gemini ass, being more okay with your Gemini energy, being more okay with your, some of you guys must be Geminis for me to say that. But it just feels like being okay, because we have Gemini over here. So being okay with like putting yourself and being curious again. This is the thing. I think that there's an energy of you taking things maybe so seriously sometimes with this Queen, because Queen energy is very serious energy. I think maybe sometimes you take things too seriously, and and July has kind of got you needing to like have a bit more fun with things again. Let things go. Not everything has to be perfect. Not everything has to be so serious. Not everything has to be figured out in a day. It feels like just like letting go and having a bit more, just like fun and playfulness with everything. Curiosity. Having curiosity about how you could show up differently. Having curiosity about where this could take you. Curiosity about different techniques and meeting different people. You know, curiosity about the whole thing, as opposed to, you know, having these beliefs that just say, oh, well, it's going to end up this certain way, which is me failing. You know, whatever it is, it's just being open and curious to the possibility of a brand new future. And you're just here for the ride, you know. Either way, I just really want to tell you that this is your month to stand in leadership. This is your month to stand in your own, on your own 2 feet. This is really a month of independence. And just like, I just heard the word personal ambition. Yeah, the Hermit. Look, as I'm saying that, the last card we have for you is the Hermit. So it's taking time out from the world, Temperance in reverse under that, taking the time to really give yourself a break. I'm feeling like a lot of you guys, you need a break from, you know, just the constant overwhelm of focusing on everyone else all the time. This Hermit is saying really doing a lot of inner work this month. For you guys, journaling really is going to be something that could be very beneficial. I just feel like this month is all about you seeing things clearly. It's just really going to bring you so much benefit to really work on your self-image and your self-beliefs and the way that you're seeing yourself, because it's your subconscious mind and the fears, abandonment fears and the fears of rejection that are stopping you from moving forward towards what can be extremely stable, can be really, really beautiful, really bountiful, really exciting, and a really beautiful brand new opportunity. So, you know, the flame has been lit, and I feel like July is about you really tending to the fire, tending to the next chapter, because the next chapter is here. It's ready to start. It's ready to begin. It's just kind of time for you to sort of like really make peace with what you're ready now to let go of. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's these negative ass thoughts and beliefs that, you know, tell you that you're always going to be stuck in a certain situation. I think that the universe has given you ample opportunity now to see that that's not true, that you have an ability and a power and the opportunity to change in any moment, and you always can do that. And I think that this month has really got you seeing that for what it is and seeing the truth. And so finding balance again, finding harmony within yourself now allows you to move into the world with so much more freedom, because you're going to be less attached to needing people to perceive you in a certain way so that you're not rejected. This Hermit card has really got you going deep into the depths. No longer with this Four of Cups in reverse under here. I mean, It's not in reverse, the Temperance is in reverse. But Four of Cups is under there, and it's essentially saying, I don't want to hold away my blessings anymore. I don't want to keep my blessings away from me anymore. I want to open myself to receiving my blessings. Because what does a queen do? She receives. People give her things, you know. She doesn't say, oh no, don't give me this beautiful diamond tiara, you know. She's going to receive that motherfucker. So, you know, having the confidence to receive, because I think that sometimes receiving can be uncomfortable for you even. It's like, oh my god, I've got this beautiful new opportunity. Now or beautiful new experience that I'm having, or beautiful new whatever it is. But now I'm uncomfortable with actually, like, allowing it to be mine. I'm uncomfortable with receiving this. I'm uncomfortable with having this new beautiful thing, because there's a part of me that still doesn't feel worthy and deserving of it. And that's the little kid within you that says, I'm not good enough because my family or my peers, my friends, they didn't accept all parts of me, and so I can't accept all parts of me. This is you accepting everything and now seeking. It's no longer seeking, like, see how it says seeking inappropriate surrogate families. This is you no longer looking for the wrong people. You're no longer going to be drawn to the wrong and attracted to the wrong energies. You're going to be attracted to energies that actually match your frequency, because your frequency is that of a leader. And now that you're standing in this role, you're going to attract other people who are also of the frequency and who are in the energy of being a leader in their own right, and not being a victim to life, not being addicted to self-pity and sabotage and, you know, being stuck in a certain place and letting our fears overwhelm us and stop us from taking charge and taking action. You're going to be attracting people who are on the same vibe as you and who want to move through, work through their shit and move forward. And to literally conquer a fear of surviving, conquer a fear of doing things alone, conquer a fear of going out in the world and being safe. The world is a safe space, and you can do hard things, okay? That's where I'm going to leave this reading for you, Taurus. If you enjoyed this reading, please do give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what's going on with you. Let me know if you have any suggestions for future zodiac or pick a card readings. If you want to book a personal tarot or astrology reading with me, you can do that down below and head to my website. I do have 25% off Cancer Sun readings for the month of, for Cancer season, let's just say that, until about the 20th of July. So if you're a Cancer Sun, you do have 25% off your solar return reading, so do jump on that if you are keen. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you to your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, your spirit guides, all the beautiful benevolent beings that are surrounding you and I in all moments, for allowing us to receive these powerful, beautiful messages. I will see you guys in the next reading. Take care. I don't think there's anything else I need to say. There probably is, and I forget. Oh well. I'll see you in the next one, Taurus. Bye.